15 seconds. Your applause in 5, 4, 3, 2, and your applause, please.
Thanks for joining us here for the 2023 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Fans easily connected with this everyman from Wisconsin. He had a quick wit and dry sense of humor outside his car, but once he strapped into his seat and took the steering wheel, he was all business. He won everything there is to win, NASCAR's highest level, 2 Daytona 500s, numerous crown jewel races, and of course, a championship. And tonight he adds one final accomplishment to his NASCAR resume, Hall of Famer.
Matt was good everywhere. Any oval that we were on, any size, shape, he was got to beat. He had such discipline, such craft behind the wheel.
He's one of the best race car drivers that I ever competed against. He just was fast, he was consistent, he was solid. You weren't going to rattle him, you weren't going to get in his head. He just was a total package.
Matt Kenseth's remarkable resume is proof of his brilliance behind the wheel. Success came early for the Wisconsin native. He won the second race in his first full-time Xfinity season.
We weren't expected to win. It was our first NASCAR win for any of us. That's always going to be number one in my book.
Winning that race at Rockingham was everything. That was the start of where we were going and what we were going to do.
In his first Premier Series start in 1998, Kenseth finished 6th. The 2000 Cup Rookie of the Year was skilled at getting the most from his race cars.
He wanted something he could drive, and he wanted something that was comfortable and that he had confidence in. Once it was that way, we'd go out and we'd race to win. That was the thing that made him stand above everybody else.
I kind of learned early on that the fastest car won more races than the best driver. So that was kind of my passion, was trying to figure out how to get my car faster than everybody.
He was pretty intense on everything. He wanted to know every bit about that race car.
He could pinpoint with precision, where we needed to work on the race car.
The rest of the field should get ready for a bad day if Matt was happy with his car.
His crowning achievement was his 2003 Cup Series championship.
Matt Kenseth brought Jack Roush and Roush Racing their first NASCAR championship, and I'm proud of that.
Matt Kenseth is the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion.
A thoroughly impressive season in which he led the point standings for the final 33 weeks, clinching the title before the season finale.
I just thought that was so cool to be able to close it out, in Rockingham. I think that was a massive statement when he was on the scene.
Kenseth was consistently in championship contention. He made the playoffs in 13 of 14 seasons and finished runner-up twice.
He was consistent, always running up front.
Beginning with his first win as a rookie at the Coca-Cola 600.
Here he comes, Winston Cup win, number 1 in Coca-Cola 600 for Wisconsin's Matt Kenseth.
He conquered every major milestone on the Cup Series schedule, including 2 Daytona 500s, the Southern 500, and the All-Star race. In his first season at Joe Gibbs Racing in 2013, he scored a career-high 7 wins.
If you stop and think about that, 7 races. That just doesn't happen very often in our sport. He was after it. I'll put it that way. That man was after it.
Kenseth has 29 career Xfinity wins, 8th best all time. His 39 Cup wins tie for 21st on the all-time list.
I would say the last one was probably the most memorable.
What could be one of the most emotional wins of his career.
Here you got a guy that's 2 races away from hanging his hat up as a full-time driver. He comes in and does a mic drop.
An amazing journey. I'm a big baby right now, but everybody dreams of going out of winners.
He came into the sport winning races and he walked out winning races. I don't think a lot of guys can say that, really.
Matt deserves to be in the Hall of Fame without question because of the work he did on the racetrack.
His stats are why he belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's a championship driver. He's won big races. He knew how to win big races.
To be in the Hall of Fame with 2 of my drivers is a great honor and a thing I take great pride in.
Matt Kenseth is the real deal, as real as it ever gets.
wife, Katie Kenseth, and his father, Roy Kenseth.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Good evening. Looking back on a career that spanned decades, the earliest memories stand out the most. The first race I attended was March 1999, Darlington Raceway. At the time, Matt was driving the Xfinity Series. After practice on Friday, I overheard him telling Robbie and his dad his car was the worst it had been at Darlington. They went on to win the race the next day. It took a while to realize that was possible due to Matt's incredible ability to push himself and those around him to be their best. That internal drive is what put Matt on the stage tonight, earning his place in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And in each moment along the way, Matt has stayed true to his values as a competitor, a father, a son, a brother, and a husband. Matthew, thank you for allowing me to join you on that journey and making me feel like I was part of it. I'm so very thankful for the memories and thankful to be standing here tonight to close the door on that chapter and embrace the next part of our journey. Standing up here with me tonight to present his ring is his father, Roy. It is now our honor on this 20th day of January, 2023, to present the NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee ring and officially induct Matt Kenseth into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
There go Matty K! Yeah!
Thank you. Good. I just want to start by thanking all the voting members of the Hall of Fame. Actually, that's not true. I only want to thank the ones that voted for me. All kidding aside, it's a huge honor to be here tonight. Congratulations to my fellow inductees, Herschel McGriff, Kirk Shelmerdine, and Mike Helton. When I think of NASCAR, I think of Mike Helton. There's not a better person that represents what NASCAR is all about. Congratulations, Mike. Very deserving, long overdue. There's no way to recognize and thank everyone that's been part of this incredible journey. So I just had to pick a few of the many people that have influenced my career and really shaped me into who I am as a racer. For the rest of you, please know that I'm so thankful for all of you, and I appreciate every one of you.
I'm videoing this.
I always looked at my career as a ladder. You start at the bottom, you hope to climb your way to the top. My ladder has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rungs on it, and without any of them, bottom, middle, top, wherever you fit, I wouldn't be standing here without any of you. So really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. My first memories of racing are my dad taking me to watch his brothers race in stock cars at Jefferson Speedway. He'd head to the pits, and I'd sit up on the hill with my aunts, grandparents, and cousins. I quickly learned that I was more obsessed with the cars themselves than watching them compete. When we weren't at the racetrack, I'd always be bugging my dad, asking him to watch him work on his car. We spent a lot of days out of his cars, storytelling, laughing, just spending time together. Racing truly is a family sport. I need to mention Greg Folk. He designed and built my dad's first new race car. I eventually started working summers at his shop alongside of him and Daryl Smithback. They taught me so many lessons about racing and showed me the right way to do things. He also changed my approach to racing. I was at Slinger Speedway, I was 17 years old, driving a new sportsman car that Greg and I built together. I set fast time that night and won the fast dash. Greg showed up right after the dash was over. I was so happy when I saw him. I quickly walked out, gave him the news, fast time and won the fast dash. He didn't smile, he didn't share my enthusiasm. He asked how the car was. I said, we got fast time and won the fast dash. He stared at me again, he said, I asked how's the car. So I calmed down and I told him how it was driving. He asked what it could do better and how we could get it there. And then we quickly went to work on getting it ready for the feature. I didn't realize it at the time, but this changed the way I looked at racing for the rest of my life. It made me enjoy the small successes less, but it paved the way for larger ones. It taught me to never be satisfied. You weren't going to win off talent alone, or by having more fun than everyone else, or having a good attitude. You were going to win by taking it more seriously than your competitors, working harder, and making your car faster. So for everyone out there that's worked with me, that has made the comment that I'm never happy, blame Greg. I've heard that a lot. I met Rick Hipley in 1992. I was in the middle of the worst year of my career. We were slow, the engines we were running were blowing up all the time, and I was honestly on the verge of giving up on my dream. But Rick changed all that. He helped me and Dad out, built this new engine the next season, and we immediately started winning. I can honestly say that Rick and the boys at KPE saved my career. On top of that, he turned out to be one of the most honest, honorable, humble, hardworking, and just plain nicest guys I've ever met. When I get asked about my big break, there's a couple of them that come to mind. We kind of cover a lot of it tonight, but similar to my situation, John and Robbie grew up racing together as a father-son duo in Wisconsin. However, they were able to take their dreams south and start a Busch Grand National team. Robbie had some success in the seat, but ended up getting hurt and moved into the crew chief role. In April of '97, I get that call asking me to stop by their shop and talk to me about driving their car. They weren't having a good season, their driver was hurt, and they felt like they needed to make a change. After talking a bit, they offered me the ride, but if I wanted it, I needed to be in Nashville the next week. I played it cool. I waited about 2 seconds. I told them I'd be there. Then we looked around the shop to find a car I could sit in, but they were all wrecked. So I sat in the car with no rear clip. I asked Robbie if they had one that wasn't wrecked. He assured me they did. He said it was at the body shop and it would be back together in time for Nashville. So we were, next week, we were 15 minutes in the first practice, and I knew it was going to work. Robbie, being a driver, made it so much easier for me to confidently communicate. He understood immediately that if I didn't have the car feeling like I wanted it to feel, that we weren't going to run good. That was the start of a long and fruitful relationship. We won our first Busch Grand National race together, we won our first Cup race together, and won a Cup championship. We had a lot of great times, and I'm forever grateful for them. Thanks, Robert. He loves it when I call him Robert, by the way. My other big break would have been meeting Mark Martin. I am not sure that I would have ever got on Jack's radar without him. Mark was a big fan of mine and a big proponent, and he certainly helped Robbie and I get our foot in the door at Roush Racing. As most of you know, Jack Roush is a no-nonsense engineer, hands-on owner, but most of all a racer. I was very intimidated by Jack and going to work for him. They were having tremendous success at the time with Mark and Jeff Burton winning everything. We knew the expectations were high and there was pressure to perform. It didn't take long to learn a lot about Jack and how he did things. The best thing about racing for Jack is he would literally get you anything you asked for. He never ever asked what it cost or how hard it would be to do. He would just ask why we needed it and how it was going to make us faster. Jack would always deliver, and he expected the same from all of us. Jack, you always treated me with a tremendous amount of respect, which I probably didn't always deserve, and it was a great honor to drive for you. My next stop was Joe Gibbs Racing. It's pretty amazing that I was able to go from one Hall of Fame car owner to another. Coach is a great leader, motivator, speaker, salesman, recruiter, and storyteller. In fact, he is such a good storyteller. He could tell you the same John Riggins story over and over and over again, and it always felt like you heard it. There's a few people that know what I'm talking about. Joe Gibbs Racing always felt like a family, seriously, and I was blessed to be part of it for 5 years. I'll always cherish all the great times we had together. Thanks, Coach. That brings me to Jason Ratcliffe. Jason is one of the most underrated crew chiefs in the garage. He taught me lots about racing, how to treat people, how to problem solve, but most of all, he taught me that there was way more to be learned by listening than talking. He also taught me that usually the smartest guy in the room isn't the one doing all the talking, and I'm definitely proving his theory correct right now. Jason, I had so much fun working and racing with you, and just thanks for being the man and the friend that you are. Todd Boland is one of the smartest men I've ever met. I really appreciate your patience and your honesty. Even when it wasn't what I wanted to hear, you give it to me straight. That's a sign of a true friend. Also, I will never forget the Sunday morning bike ride when I was on Nascar house arrest. That meant more to me than you'll ever know. As I touched on earlier, racing is a family sport. Dad, involved in racing, and thanks for being there to support me every step of the way. We sure had a lot of great times racing through the years. I have so many great memories with you from start to finish. I appreciate all that you sacrificed to get us to the racetrack, as I'm sure you would have loved to trade for a new Corvette every year instead of buying race tires and pit passes. You never complained, never said no, just came up with solutions and tried to help me the best you could to realize our dreams. Who would have ever thought it would have ended up like this? Thanks, Dad. My sister, Kelly. I know it hasn't always been easy being Matt's sister, but thanks for supporting me. From going all my races, growing up, running the fan club, running the store all those years, I really appreciate you being here. I can't imagine how old it got answering questions about your work. People walking up and telling you how great your brother is. People walking up and telling you what a jerk your brother is. I agreed with that group. But seriously, thank you, Kelly. Katie, I know we always joked about couples professing their love to each other on social media, in speeches, on TV, etc. But man, do I love them. I couldn't ask for a better person to go through this journey of life with. Thanks for loving me, supporting me, and always having my back. Ross, Kaylin, Grace, Clara, Mallory, I've been so blessed to have you kids. I'm proud of you all, and I love you all to the moon and back. Amber, thanks for taking such good care of Ross. Thanks for the awesome grandkids. Lexi and Cole, I'm so thankful you can make it out tonight. And last, but certainly not least, I want to thank my mom. She was a great woman of faith who was always there for her family. I miss her dearly, and I wish she was here celebrating with us tonight. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, Matt! Woohoo! Matty K! Yeah!
Matt, don't get comfortable.
Matt, we need you back up here. Joining us tonight to celebrate NASCAR greatness and induct 3 new members into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Kirk Shelmerdine, Herschel McGriff, and Matt Kenseth have cemented their names among the best in NASCAR history.
Thanks to all the NASCAR fans for tuning in on this exceptional evening. Tonight's induction ceremony has concluded, but we look forward to seeing you back here next year to honor the class of 2024.
In 2 weeks, NASCAR heads back to Los Angeles for the much-anticipated Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. Tune in Sunday, February 5th on Fox. And just a couple of weeks later, NASCAR holds its biggest race, the 65th Daytona 500, February 19th on Fox.
Yeah, those 2 events kick off NASCAR's 75th anniversary season. Thank you for joining us here tonight, and we hope to see you at a track real soon. Good night, everyone.